Alright, this is going to be a basic tutorial video on how to play Britons for a straight archers build. I made this build order on the AoE 2 build order spreadsheet. That's Micah's build order for Britons. This is for Susan and anybody else that is interested in trying to get better at just basic build order. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tab in and out between playing it and reading what it says here and just walk you through everything that I'm doing. This first one I'm going to... actually, I won't do it explored. I'll just do it regular. Alright, so start game. I'm going to do this with pauses, so it's very slow and simple and should be easy to follow. First thing you do when you come in is you're going to build 2 houses with these villagers after queuing up villagers in your town center. So what you want to do is I have my hotkey on the side of my mouse to select town center. H is what it used to be, but I prefer having it as the side mouse button so I can cycle through. So my hotkey for villagers is A, so I just do the side button, A, and then you grab 2 villagers, build a house there, build a house there. You're just trying to place them as quickly as possible, number your scout 1, and grab your starting sheep. So, scout is grabbing sheep, they're building those. As soon as we have these, I always then shift click the scout around, just so he's in motion doing something while I get this situated. So usually what I do is I get this sheep here, normally faster than that walk distance, and then you hold shift and click these guys so that they finish the house and then they go there for all of these. So first thing we're doing is we're getting 6 on sheep, even with Britons. Some people will say with Britons you only want 5. I think it's still best to put 6 and just lean into their food bonus that they get from the extra speed that they get taking your sheep. And this is a build order specifically for Britons. So we're basically just scouting around in kind of a spiral with our scout. Now that we have these, shift click that sheep, bam. Alright, I'm gonna go take a back wood line. Now we're getting 3 on wood. Normally in an archer build you get 4 on wood, but because Britons are gonna take sheep so much faster, what we're going to do is just put 3 on wood, and then we lure a boar, and then we put a 4th on wood and go from there, because we want our villagers to not be standing around before the boar comes in. So it helps to learn these hotkeys on placing things. Alright, oh, there's some goats. Okay, can send these up here. So now those are done. The 3rd one's going there, and now we need to send it to boar. We have unfortunately not found a boar yet. Typically it's that way, so it's probably around in here somewhere. So I'm going to put the rally point just here. Yep, there's a rhino. So we're going to get a rhino and an elephant in this map. I'm going to press I and mark it there. Actually, now that I see this elephant, so what we want to do is we're sending 1 villager out to get the first of these 2 hunt that we're luring in. Then with this particular build we're sending a 4th to wood. Normally with other civilizations you'd put 6 on sheep, then 4 on wood, and then you'd get these. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 1 of them here to grab this, put a 4th on wood, and then the next one is actually going to build 2 houses, like right here basically, which is going to start my wall. Now this gold is to the side, it's not really forward, but it's still kind of exposed because there's not really a great wood line. So we're going to try to build a wall out here, kind of like this way and then this way, depending on like what's in this corner, to try and protect this gold from potential archers ranging it. So instead of taking this one, I'm going to actually take the elephant, and then the next villager that comes out for this is going to build 2 houses and then get the rhino. Alright, so I really would like a wood line right here, but I guess I'm not getting it. Alright, so next villager, it's going to be the 4th one on wood. Shoot once, run. You don't need to shoot twice. Alright, at this point, we're just going to wait and grab this elephant. So now we're going here. Alright, let's just, because we're pausing, do that. Our sheep is, we're still missing 2 sheep somewhere, so hopefully that'll get that. Alright, so this guy is your 12th villager. You can see your villager count here. That's your population, villagers there. So it's the 12th villager. He's going to build house, then stand there so that he can get that. Next villager, I'm going here. I have 7 on this first boar, essentially, is what this is. I'm putting 8. So I have 8 here. Once he's done with these houses, he's going to grab this guy and pull it in. That'll make 9. Okay, eventually I'm going to have 10. But now I'm going to put 4 on berries and then my 10th back on there. Alright, here we go. So we got our other goats. Send them up. Alright, so now when you have this here, you're going to have to force drop to make sure that you can maintain food villager production at your town center. With this, we're going to build a mill, and we're just putting 4 there. Now, since we have all of our food, we had the 4 sheep that we started with. There's more herdables. It'll either be 4 sheep, goats, whatever, or like 3 cows. So we have that, and then we know our 2 essential boar equivalents. This build, we don't need to get the deer or zebra or ostrich or whatever. Higher level builds, you'll use your scout to like push it in, but we don't need to worry about that for a build order that's this straightforward. Usually if things go really bad, then you can rely on the deer to kind of compensate for how bad your build went. Alright, so this guy is now able to pull this rhino up here, and see, they're going to finish pretty much right as he's arriving. And that's why we time it for those 2 houses. I'm actually just going to shift click on there and say run, garrison. Okay. So now they're all there. Oops. I have 3, so we're putting 1 more there. And now I actually am going to position these goats here. Alright, I'm putting a 10th on boar. You know, just put this guy in auto scout. If you're playing a serious game, you're actually going to be scouting, but for now we're just worrying about villager allocation. Okay, so now we have, let's get rid of these. We have 10 on hunt. These are going to split 5 and 5 onto sheep, or goats rather, once they're done. We have 4 on berries. We have 4 here. So now, rest of the villagers are going to wood, essentially. We want 2 lumber camps. This is the safest back wood. In terms of walling, we're probably going to wall, even though that's a little far for us to reinforce, we're probably going to wall there, a wall across the front. We're going to have to wall these 2 out, unfortunately. And then, oh, there is a nice wood line there. Yeah, we're going to wall there and there. That's a little far, but whatever, we'll be greedy. And then that way this gold is a safe gold. So, this is a decent wood line to make our second lumber camp, like back here. So first, we're putting 5 on this lumber camp, and then we're going to put more on this over here. But we're going up with 22 villager uptime, whatever you call it, population. So we got 5 there. We're going to put, we're at 19, 20, 21, 22, loom. You can queue up loom now with DE behind villagers, which is amazing. Alright, oops, wrong key, sorry. So now we're going to get 5 of these. We're going to shift click that goat. And then select 5, and I think it's that one. That guy. Shift click there. Okay. So now we have 20, 21, 22. So basically the last villager is our dedicated waller. Before that, it's going to just be these 2 on wood. So after that, you get that. After that, you get that. We're going to add more to wood here. So this guy, I'm actually going to start with a wall far up here. I'm going to queue up behind loom. I'm going to just queue up feudal age already because I have the food, because I'm Britons and I'm just going to town on these herdables. We're in good shape. Okay, so he's going up there. I'm actually going to just go like that. since we're pausing, you actually can do this real quick, even if you're not pausing, and then probably a house and another palisade there. Ah, shoot, I messed it up. 'Cause I'm a noob. Do that, and then send them there. Alright, so now we've clicked up. Well, actually, no, we're not. So once loom is done, they're on these last two sheep here, right? Just absolutely powering these down as Britons. We are then going to put 3 on gold, and then we're going to put 11 on wood. So I'm going to take 4 of these and put them on wood here, so we have 6 on this lumber camp, and then we're going to put 3 on gold. We then are going to pull some people off of wood. Once these sheep are completely done, the wounded villagers especially are going to just be on these straggler trees, and then we can pull people off to help wall, because we want to get walled really quickly at that point. I might actually take a berries person, wall there, and then take a wood person and replace the berries, because I want to keep 4 on berries. Alright, so we're going. We're on our way to feudal age. Let's get rid of 1, 2 of the weak ones, take these 3 healthy ones, build the mining camp. Get rid of the wounded one, return these 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 maybe. Like that. Rally point's going to go to gold. Alright, let's grab her. Wall there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then send her back. Send her there. Can build a barracks. Wherever. And then like that. Okay. So that person's going. So now, it's alright. They go there. So I'm going to actually move these villagers to the further gold tiles. Rally point is going there. We've got 3. Yep, that'll be 4 back on berries. We got 4 there. 6 there. Yep, it's going alright. Okay, what we're going to do, this is the open part. We're going to put 2 ranges here and just let that be walled up. This villager is going to come here, and then we're going to take another villager here, so that we're building 2 ranges simultaneously the second we hit feudal, essentially. Alright, so we've hit feudal. First thing you do, always get double bit axe. Always, always, always. This is, no matter what your build order, if you don't get double bit axe at the start, you've basically screwed something up. Alright, so return her. We're going to build a range. Might as well there. And, I'm sorry, my hotkeys are not cooperating. There. Okay, once that's placed and we get the wood, we want to research horse collar, but not until after both the ranges are underway. I could have probably just walled down here, and that would have been nicer, but that's so far to walk to reinforce, so it's fine. Okay, now we're going to send 7 to gold. Horse collar just completed. Now, as wood allows, we are adding farms ASAP. So, what we're doing is putting these first 3. I say farms ASAP after the 7 we're putting on gold. Now you always want to put farms on this side of your town center, because the villagers only walk. Oh, we don't even have enough wood for that. For me to show you. They only walk on this portion that's covered by the house. They do not walk on this portion. So what that means is that the farms, they just walk in those 4 spots. So the farms on this side of the town center are more efficient than the ones on this side, which is a little thing, but every little thing adds up as you get more and more skilled. So always place them on this side if you can think of it, and it's not a big problem. You don't want to cover your straggler trees, because that's kind of wasting wood. That is a useful place to put villagers while they're waiting for wood to come in so that they can place farms. Alright, so now that we have 2 ranges, we're going to queue up archers and try to maintain production. It's not going to be the easiest thing because wood is usually pretty short. Okay, so we have 9 on wood. We have a builder here. What I'm going to do with her is she's going to stay a builder and just build houses. I'll send her up here to finish that wall. We only have 9 on wood, and I like having 11. So there's 5 here. We're going to send her there and him there. got 11 on wood. We're trying to get 7 total on gold, so 2 more on gold, and then we're just adding farms, farms, farms. I'm just trying to make these villagers more efficient in how they're positioned. Okay, queue up more archers, and we're housed. Great. So I messed up there. You don't want to do that. But that's 7 on there. Set the rally point on a straggler tree. Feels MBL. Alright. So that's going to screw up the actual, like, perfection timing. So, tabbing out. I haven't been tabbing out like I said I was going to. But basically, we are already in feudal age. We've already done this. Research double attacks, place ranges, research horse color, gold, place farms, more to gold. So we're sending, this says one of the people who built range back to wood, one to build a farm. I send them both back to wood. It's fine. It's close enough. But if you follow this, you'll still be okay. So at this point, you're trying to get these 7 on gold, and then you're adding farms, right? You can usually get by with 10 on wood, but I like having the 11th, especially if you're a newer person. It just makes everything smoother to do that. But we are trying to get to 12 farms around our town center, and then these 4-berry people will add another 4 farms. So we're maintaining archer production. We are continuing to wall with houses and palisades. And we are adding farms as fast as we can with these villagers. Oop, that was the wrong spot. Okay. No idle villagers. We're full walled. We got that. Everything's looking good. We're just had a little bit of idle time, so it's fine. Don't want to stop building archers. So now we also want to add a blacksmith as soon as wood can allow. And we have that now. I'm going to send these guys to here. I'm actually going to delete that house. And I'm going to build a blacksmith. Actually, that's a perfect spot for a range later. Don't do that. Go ahead and just do that. And then put a range there. Okay, so you add a farm. Eventually later we're adding a 3rd range, and that'll be a good spot. We'll just delete palisade and put it right there. So putting the blacksmith there. So again, we don't want to cover this. That's where villagers go if we don't have wood for farms. That's a waste of 100 wood or whatever if we cover that. So we're sending them there. Once she's done with that, I think I'm going to reinforce this far area. Because if somebody came up here with scouts and started trying to break through this, it would be a long walk to reinforce, and then you could be dead. So might as well reinforce now. Keep queuing up archers. Alright, we have enough for there. So we're basically building 2 more farms, and then wheelbarrow. So 33, 34, 35. So 35 population, which I believe is what this gets us to. Then we click research wheelbarrow. This says 1555. I've already clearly had idle time because, like, yeah, a lot. But that's okay. We will make do. That might actually be wrong. I'll have to double check the math on that. Alright. Chop the wood. Okay, last villager will just build the farm. Alright, so we got 12 farms. We're going to try to add farms with these. If not, I think in this, I split them. So I put, where is it? When berries expire, have 2 of the villagers build farms, 2 go to wood. If you can, it's probably better to add the farms quicker. But you might not have the wood. So we'll see. Like, I can't maintain 2 archer production right now because my wood's so low. Yeah, let's just send these to wood. So we'll send 1 there and 1 here. Follow this build order. We're going to build 2 more villagers and then go up. So, what does this say to put the villagers on? Actually, it says to build 4 more villagers. Okay, so 4 more. 2 more to farm, so we have 16, and then 2 to gold. That's fine. We can work with that. You do want to get fletching as well. If you can delay it going up to castle, you can click up faster, but that's usually unwise. Because at this point, normally you're actually already pressuring and trying to kill people, and you never move out with these archers unless you have fletching. So really, it's like you build your 4 archers, and you're immediately trying to get a blacksmith down and fletching. Ooh, that's not what we want. Okay. Let's do that. We've got 15. We're doing 1 more there. Is she done? She is done. Keep building houses, please. Thank you. Alright. We're... whatever. Just build it there. Now we're going to send more to gold. I'm going to idle archers right now and let our gold go up to 200, which is what we need to actually go up. I'm going to send that one to that far one. Come on, gold, 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 gold. We literally need 7 gold. Thank you. So we click up. So we clicked up at like 1924 maybe. This is 1850 with 39 villagers. Am I at 39? I'm at 39. So I had quite a bit of idle time. Not optimal. It's going to happen. You're going to get pressured. You're not going to be able to follow this perfection thing on the side. I mean, even Viper can't follow this perfectly. Like, not that he follows any build orders, but regardless. Yeah. So this is just a perfect world. Susan, you specifically, if you can get within like a minute of these, you are doing fantastic. And I would want you on my team against my brother or any of the other people I play with. So we're on our way to Castle Age. We want to add a 3rd range. Actually, ooh, let's do that first. So we're putting a 3rd range here. We're resuming archer production as gold allows. Speaking of gold, on the way up you want to get gold mining and you want to get padded archer armor. You should have already gotten fletching. If you don't get fletching, get fletching first and then armor, but yeah. Those are the 2 techs you want. Gold mining and archer armor you get while you're on your way up. Again, try to maintain constant archer production. You're trying to get to Castle Age with as many archers produced as possible and do a lot of damage. Once there's enough, there's 3 tiles is the rule I like to go by for refreshing camps. So like if there was wood tiles here and you could only place it there, I wait. But once you can dip it there where there's actually a space between where you had the original one, I like to refresh these things. Alright, the other thing is, on the way up, you don't need 16 on food. You needed the 16 on food to get there, but you're going archers. Archers cost gold and wood. So once you get to Castle Age, all you're trying to do is maintain villager production until you get more town centers out. Then you'll need more farms. And of course get the first few techs. So what you do is you pull 3 villagers off. I pull off the 3 that are on these like most inefficient far farms. And you send them to wood. So that one has a ton of people on it. I'm going to send them over here. So now we have 16 on wood, 13 on food. And what that does is it just gives you way more wood to build not only town centers, but university and ballistics. Because ballistics is basically a must-have ASAP. Okay. Now, with Britons, their economy is not amazing. All they really have going for them is this town centers cost minus 50 wood, which 50% wood, which, to be fair, okay, that is actually pretty awesome. You can build town centers very cheap and boom a lot faster. And then the sheep bonus at the start. I actually forgot about that. That's actually pretty solid. So it's harder still, though, in my opinion, to boom once you hit, like if you compare Britons to, say, Mayans, all of these guys cost a little bit less, and your palisades costed less wood, so, and your resources lasted longer. You just got a little bit more food out of Well, actually, you probably didn't get more food out of sheep compared to Britons, but you got more food out of berries, more out of boars, etc. So you just have a little bit more that you get. So once you hit Castle Age with Mayans, it feels way easier to put 2 town centers down and a university, which is what we're trying to go for. I didn't even put the score on here, not that it matters. 2 town centers and a university, and to get ballistics. Britons, it's going to be harder. So you want to prioritize adding 1 town center and a university first, getting ballistics, which is another 300 wood, and then after that we'll add a 3rd town center if we have, like when we can, when the wood allows. Alright, so villagers are actually going to go to these 3 farms that we vacated, and I'm going to pause this time. So I'm going to grab these 2 at the back and just put a university basically right there, because short walking distance, that's not where I would put a town center, so it doesn't bother me. The best places to put town centers are if they can touch a wood line and gold. We don't really have that, because right there, I mean, there's a huge space. You really want them like in front, but then it's not by the wood. That one's way too forward. This is on a hill, so you can't even place a town center there anyway, and that's like a tertiary gold. That's not even secondary. Our primary's there. So really, after that, you're just trying to look at wood lines. Like, town centers really need to go on wood lines to help you boom. We don't have anybody on this yet, so actually this is probably a decent spot. It's forward. It can kind of protect, shoot things out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 4 lumberjacks. Since we have a lot of wood built up, we can afford to pause on wood chopping, build a town center here. It's not amazing spot, but it's okay. Oh, shoot, sorry. The other thing you get, this mic is bad. First thing you do, even before you do this, you get crossbow, you get bodkin arrow, and you get bow saw. Oh, look, I did have enough resources for all of them. See, look, with 13 farmers, I had enough food to get all that, and I have 3 villagers queued up. I probably could have even put another 1 or 2 farmers onto wood and been fine. Because you don't want to float lots of stuff unless, like, we were floating the wood because we knew we were going to need it. We can actually probably place another town center. So, especially with Britons, I had never thought about that because I'm a noob. I'm probably going to put it back here because that way we have a short walk to gold. So I'm going to grab these 4, return, and build a town center, let's say there. So all the while, still trying to maintain archer production. Gold is kind of getting thin. I'm not going to get gold mining just yet. So we have the university. I probably shouldn't have placed this town center until after I got ballistics, which is 300 wood, but that's okay. Looks like I'm getting it back fairly quick. I'm not going to redo that farm until I click other stuff. So now we're just waiting on gold. Can you guys get me? Okay, great. So now we got ballistics. Perfect. Now the ballistics is in. I'm actually going to send these people to wood. I have so much food. Like, look at all the food I'm floating right now. So villagers can stop farming for the moment and just go there. I'm actually going to get heavy plow. Alright, so now I stop production there, but we're producing from 3 town centers and 3 ranges. Okay, this is not balanced. Alright, there's a hotkey, which there's 2 buttons on the side of my mouse. I have the one closest to me, cycle through town centers, but that changes your view, right? That makes it go to the middle of your screen. There's a different one that selects all 3. So, and it doesn't go to them. So you could have these guys as one, and let's say you're going and you're fighting in the enemy base. You don't want to have to go here and then come back to them and lose track. You can just select this button. It selects all 3 town centers, and then you can just press A and it queues them up evenly. Now at this point I also number my ranges 3, and so I can just do 3 and then shift click there, and everybody's going out and being productive and all that jazz. Now that we have heavy plow, I'm going to do the auto reseed. We're starting to get a lot more wood, so we want to add farms around these new town centers. I'm just gonna do it like this. I think it takes 6 farms to produce, to maintain villager production. from a town center. So that's kind of what we're looking at adding. Alright, I'm constantly looking at my global queue and trying to keep that going. Alright, let's grab 3 of these people back and tell them to go back to these. Oh, shoot, I forgot to continue house production. Okay, so we're housed. Let's build houses here. Back to wood. Now we're floating a lot of food and everything. Let's go ahead and get gold mining to speed that up. We can add farms here. Trying to think of how the best. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's 4. Put him back on wood. I just have villagers queued up in all town centers. At this point, I mean, this isn't very, like, what is it? Standard? Where's the difficulty? Yeah, standard AI. Like, he's pathetic. We would just crush him with this, and we could have crushed him way earlier. But way before now, you should ideally be moving out and helping your allies. If it's a 1v1, you wouldn't be using this build order to begin with. You'd be using something a little bit more adaptable, but that's fine. That's not the point. So this would destroy him. If I was Saracens, it would destroy him even more because these would be siege bows. But now is where you move out and you do pressure and everything. I'm just going to come back to this hill and stand there. So maintain archer production, maintain villager production, boom, boom, boom. We're trying to get to 120 villagers and then the rest military. We will get to Imperial Age before we get to 120 villagers. But now we start thinking about, like, okay, what do we want to do? We want to get to Imp, so we need more gold. So let's start utilizing these secondary golds. We're going to have to come out to get that one. Unfortunately, I'm just going to delete that house. It's a goner. Let's get another 4 of these because we have so much wood income now. We're going to put them on gold. Now we also want to start thinking about stone because we want a castle. So I'm going to put another 4 on this, and I'm going to go ahead and get stone mining. Usually have 2 stones. Okay, so there's my other stone. We have a lot here. I'm going to go ahead and be greedy and grab that there as well. We need more house people. Okay, let's just be like... Go there, go there. Alright, so we probably should have gotten Archer Army a little while ago. We have a lot of food and very little gold, which is why I'm trying to start mining all of these camps. I see I have 81 villagers. Probably need to have higher, but it's fine. One thing I can do is now get handcart. Now that you have enough food that you can maintain production and all these different things at the same time, all these different town centers, you can get handcart. It's not, you're not losing that much food, especially if your gold's nowhere near enough to click up and your food kind of is. Might as well get it. No, don't do it there. So we already have the university. We need a siege workshop or a monastery to go up. Actually, a siege workshop might have been better. And by the way, this should have been refreshed a while ago, but I'm being lazy. 3, come on, stop building archers. See, look at how many crossbows I have. 71 range units. So basically, I can stop building crossbows, honestly, because I'm not leaving room for siege if I have 120 villagers. At this point, we want to go up. Normally, we would be fighting. Let's get a market to rebalance our economy by selling a little bit of wood. We're going to need more everything. Okay, we got 420 stone. We're going to have plenty of stone for a castle even before we get to Imperial Age, which is good because we want the Briton unique tech. So basically, we're about to click up. Clicked up even before we got the market. Alright, I'm going to be lazy and buy the stone. And place a castle to protect these forward resources. Since in a 1v1 we can't trade. Seriously, dude, I sent you to that side of the mining camp. What is wrong with you? Sorry, keep queuing up villagers. We're only at 94 villagers. We're going to 120 before that's considered sufficient. Probably need to add a bunch of farms now. Gonna go ahead and just do... Oh, crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's grab a couple of you. 7, 8. When you have the cart, hand cart, these double-layered farms are efficient enough that it's fine that they're walking a long distance. All right, I'm in. Horse. Now, I used to hate Britons because they're so inaccurate, but that's longbowmen, not crossbows. You still don't get thumb ring, which is my biggest complaint about them. Where'd thumb ring go? So this is another thing that bears explaining. Thumb ring says archers fire faster with 100% accuracy. Ballistics, which is what I said we needed to research very, very quickly, just says archers, town centers, castles, galleys, unique naval units, and mounted archers fire more accurately at moving targets. So what that means is that if I shot something that was standing still right here and I had thumb ring and only thumb ring, they would hit it. If this thing was in motion, when they shot, they would miss it 100% of the time because they would shoot with perfect accuracy where it was at the time that they started shooting. But then he's not there anymore because he moved. Ballistics anticipates where they're going. Now, crossbows already have a base like... I don't want to quote you wrong. Let's just go look at all this nonsense that I have on this old sheet. Crap. Do I even have it? Alright, here we go. Arbalest fully upgraded. Accuracy, no thumb ring. Okay, so they have 90% accuracy. That's actually okay. Longbowmen only have 80%. Longbowmen are the culprits that miss a lot more than arbalest. So, yes, longbowmen are better. There's a reason they're better later, and that is that their base damage is higher. But, yeah. Like, okay, I'll explain that as well. Arbalests have a base damage of 6. Longbowmen have a base damage of 7. Now, that doesn't seem like that should make a big difference. The problem is that you have cavalry, right? Cavaliers have 2 pierce armor. Like, I can't, like, mouse over that and show you. But basically, right up here where it's showing, there's the arrows and the shield, and then there's the armor. The arrows and the shield is the pierce armor. The number is to the right of that. It has 2 pierce armor. Well, when you add armor, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 for cavalry, right? So these guys have 2 plus 4. So they have 6 pierce armor. Now an arbalest has 6 damage, and then we get to add damage. So what do we get? We get the 1, 2, 3, and we get 4. So essentially an arbalest is doing 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage against a cavalier that has, 6 pierce armor. Or you'd go to paladin and they have an extra one, so they get 3 plus 4, which is 7. That 1 damage translates to a very significant percentage increase in the damage suffered by a paladin, which means that when you have this whole ball, if these are all arbalests and they're shooting at paladins charging at you, you need a lot more. And I don't even know, probably 60 one-shots a paladin. I actually haven't tested that off the top of my head. Isn't that what this whole freaking sheet is? Hold on. Arbalest versus a paladin. Let's see here. Range needed to one shot. 60. Okay, yeah. So basically, here it is. You have to have all 60 friggin' arbalests shoot a paladin to one-shot it. And the idea is to shoot and run, shoot and run. So if you don't have your full group, they pick off one, then this whole group has to shoot it twice. That is why a British longbowman, you only need 45. Your ability to micro down cavalry is way more efficient. That is the long story short. I'm sorry, that was a huge tangent. Okay, we didn't need to talk about that. More villagers. Castles up, we got that. Once we get to Imp, you want Bracer first, because that's damage and range. Then you want Chemistry, because that's damage, and we just talked about damage and how important it is for that, even that extra 1. It's not just 1, it's very important. And then after that is when you add Archer armor. Speaking of armor, okay, good, we did get that one. So, Bracer first, go to University, then Chemistry, back there to that. Then let's get Conscription. We don't have longbows fielded. I'm not going to worry about spending all this stuff to get it. We're just going to be like, alright, let's go kill them with 1 ball of archers. Now, normally, at this point, you're probably adding... You probably would have already added a bunch of siege workshops, which I know, Susan, you hate siege, but you need to get over it, because siege rams are awesome. Not that Britons can get them, which is another reason I don't love them. Because Siege Ram Arbalest is one of the most beautiful combos in the game. Oh, that's what I forgot. Arbalest, because I'm talking. So Arbalest needs to go in the ranges immediately, along with Bracer and Chemistry. Alright, these guys are idle. Just come out here. I don't care. Queue up more villagers. You could probably have added a 4th town center a long time ago. Capped ram still isn't the worst thing ever, so, you know, you can do that. But alright, so now we're at 5 plus 6. Longbowmen have 6 plus 6, so they have an extra range. I don't care about the extra range that much. It means you can outrange castles, but who's going to sit there and try to take out a castle with longbowmen? Unless your ally is the Saracens, which is becoming meta in team games. Team bonus, so you as an ally get this. Foot archers plus 1 attack versus buildings. That number 1 is a lie. It is much more than 1. It depends on the building and everything, but yeah. So now, even though these villagers are moving, I'm firing very accurately. The fact that it's just a knight means that that is so dead against an Imperial Age army. This guy's in Castle Age, by the way. So, it's a standard enemy. Like, he stands no chance. There's nothing that he has that can approach 60 arbs. He would have to have paladins. Okay, there we go. Nope, he's still in Castle Age. I don't know what that was. But, like, look at this range. That's silly nonsense. Okay, anyway, that's basically the end of this tutorial. So, once you do this, let's go back to the relevant nerd sheet. Once you get to Castle Age, there's very little instruction, because at that point you're kind of doing whatever, right? The key things once you get to Castle Age are immediately get crossbowman, bodkin arrow, and bowsaw. Like, immediately. Then you are getting a university and ballistics and placing a town center. If you can add a 3rd one, great. And actually, with how cheaper their town centers are, that's actually fairly easy. Maintain crossbow production from 3 ranges and adapt. Now, as a noob, you're probably not going to learn how to adapt very well, but Britons have some options. I don't know why I keep clicking that thing. So, their cavalry sucks. Sucks horribly. If you don't get bloodlines, like, just, it's so cringe. Now, having some knights in Castle Age is still useful, especially in a 1v1. Like, if they're going skirmishers to counter your archers, you just throw in some knights and they're dead. Well, I guess they can have pikes as well if they're going full trash, but if they go full trash, then your sword line is fully upgraded. There's no bonuses, but they do get champion, and they get every single blacksmith upgrade. So their champions are solid. It takes a while to tech into, but they're so cheap that that is actually a very good option for Britons later game, especially since they don't get like Siege Ram as the perfect meat shield for their arbs. Having champions will take out pikes, they take out skirms, like they're just a very cost-effective, versatile unit. They crush buildings to where you don't need trebs, even though it would be a shame if you're playing Britons to not build trebs, because this technology, if I can find the castle, thank you, improves your trebuchets by giving them blast damage. This technology is a joke because that description is complete and total BS. Yes, they get blast damage, but what this really does is it gives them 100% accuracy. All right, let's do this. You guys come back here. Don't kill them so fast. All right. I want to show this to you so that you understand how ridiculous werewolf trebs are. They are the most powerful, coveted trebs in Age of Empires. You know, I might as well take this gold. There. It's there, take it. Normally, and there's video, you can look up Spirit of the Law. He'll have a much better thing about this. But like, we set up a trebuchet, we tell it to attack someplace, and its accuracy is hot trash garbage, right? So like, let's say attack ground on this tile right here. Where's it gonna hit? Like, way down here, right? Eventually it'll hit there, but there's a great deal of inaccuracy. Now, if we get Werewolf, does he have a tower or an outpost? He doesn't, unfortunately. Like, literally, though, they've tested this. If you build a one-tile structure, right, it will hit that 100% of the time with Werewolf. So a Werewolf Treb, like, literally, except Trebs can't damage your own units. Or maybe they can in DE. They couldn't in the other ones, which was kind of stupid on Black Forest. But, like, literally... Oh, perfect, you can. They're snipers, right? Like, what the actual hell? He's going to hit that same spot every single time with Werewolf. So, they're a good thing to build. I mean, Trebs are always a good thing to build, but... Yeah, long story short, build trebuchets. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to say. This has already been really long and unnecessary. Let's look at the scores real quick. So yeah, we'll just resign. We'll let him win. Leave map. Let's look at technology and compare this. Alright. 1030 feudal age. 1030. That is perfection. So basically, I had 0 seconds of idle time in Dark Age. Granted, I paused a lot, but that's what you're shooting for, especially in DE, where you can queue up feudal age and loom behind villagers. Oops, don't do that. That's easy. Let's double check this real quick. We build 22 villagers, then we get loom, then we go feudal. All these times are correct. 13 villagers, right? Let's see here. What is 39? Nope, not 13. 35. That's what we get before wheelbarrow, minus 22. 22. Yep, that is 13. And that is 13 times the 25 seconds for a villager. Wheelbarrow, 4 villagers. This didn't get messed up, did it? That's that one. That's that one. Okay, so that's accurate. Wow, we had a lot of idle time in feudal age for clicking up so late. Alright, we're supposed to click up at 1850 and get there 2130. We got there 2203. So, let's see here. Let's just get this format. So, 2203 is what we got there. And we were supposed to get there at 2130. So 21, well, just copy that. It's late, so I'm not doing math. Forgive me for being a nub. 33 seconds of idle time. That's a whole villager. Okay? That's bad. Like, that is embarrassing, and this is what makes me a noob. But regardless, if it was perfect, this is the time that you would get to Castle Age. It's never going to be perfect, but that's fine. Imperial Age, you probably get there faster as well if you know, paying better attention and everything. 5 villagers off of where you kind of want to be for your villager economy. Military doesn't matter, obviously we dominated as standard. Okay, So I will end this here. I would practice this several times. Hotkeys are very important to speed that up, but you could even just do the Dark Age first. Practice getting through the Dark Age until you click up to Feudal, and try to make sure that you're clicking up to Feudal around 8 minutes 20 seconds with 22 villagers and Loom researched. If you can execute that, you're already well on your way to much improved efficiency. Let me know if any of this is confusing. I know I used a lot of words because like before it was a lot simpler, but yeah, we'll go from there. I have no idea how long this is going to take to upload to YouTube. We're at 50 freaking minutes. So if I do this, yeah, you're welcome. All right, bye for now.